Welcome to our fourth lesson in our Fundamentals of Golf series. Today we're going to be talking about the upper body turn. Now, up to now, our fundamentals have focused on getting you into the correct position before the start of the swing. So this lesson really is the first lesson about the basic movement of the swing. And we start with the upper body turn. My name is Les Ross. I'm joined by my brother Craig Ross, who's coming to us uh, from South Africa via Zoom. We're both directors of golf at Highlander School of Golf. The agenda for today's session covers three areas. First of all, we'll go through the importance of the upper body turn. And then Craig is going to show some fundamentals on how to generate a correct upper body rotation. And then at the end, we're going to show you a simple little drill that you can set up at home to practice this turn and refine the technique. So why is a correct upper body rotation important? Well, as we've been saying in some of the other lessons, we've been focusing on balance. And now that the swing is actually in motion, balance becomes absolutely critical. And the balance really comes from just moving in the correct rotation. The other part of the turn is that it generates energy for the swing, and that energy translates into clubhead swing speed and distance. So a correct turn will generate good torque for the swing that will impact your performance. A good turn also ensures that you have a correct and consistent swing path from swing to swing. So now I'm going to turn it over to Craig, and you can walk us through the technique here.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Right, top left-hand picture. And again, picture tells a story. You'll notice the line, and what that line is basically telling you is you see the trail shoulder, it's lower than your lead shoulder. So there's a little tweak in your lead shoulder upwards. And this puts you into what the terminology of just introducing it as a spine tilt. So I don't want you to think of tilting your spine, just get your shoulders in that angle of that line. And that puts your arms into a nice position with regards to the setup where your hands are slightly ahead of your club head and golf ball. So golf ball is obviously in the middle of your feet. So once you've got that spine tilt, you fall into that arm position and hand position forward of the golf ball. And that also helps you in the next picture. Now, next picture, we initiate the turn with the shoulder turn. And like we said in the previous fundamental, there's a tendency for you to stand up on your backswing. So we address that by initiating the turn and the lead shoulder turning downwards towards the trail foot. And hence the reason why we've got that vertical line there to show you where your lead shoulder is. And also what that does is center your head position in your spine. So you see in Les's position there, he hasn't moved his head. If you move your head slightly just so that it helps the coordination, that's fine, but it's not an excessive movement. And you got to, and this creates torque in your upper body. So you get the thought of the coiling spring.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, that torque then is creating energy for the swing, which then translates into club head swing speed and distance. So go to the next slide here.
Right, top left. And what this slide shows you is the fact when you turn your shoulders, your arms move. So in other words, don't move your arms hoping your shoulders are going to move. Initiate the turn with the shoulder movement and the arms movement. And in this case, as another little point to make from this position is when your hands are just past your trail leg, gently push your hands away from your body. And we could go to the next picture on the right-hand side, and Les is where his lead arm is more or less parallel to the ground. By pushing your arms and hands away from your body, you keep the structure in your arms, and it also helps your hands find a position which is also critical, in where the hands are basically in the middle of your chest, in your sternum. There's another little checkpoint which you're showing you in the bottom left-hand picture, and that is your trail elbow position. Trail elbow should be pointing downwards behind your heel line, as it's showing you in that picture. So literally copy these pictures. That's how simple it should be.
Okay, well, go to the next slide. In this slide, we're going to show you a little routine that you can set up at home to help you develop this motion. But before we get into that, Craig's going to talk about a little bit about this picture on the right, which is really describing what not to do.
You're quite right, Leslie. And this is about initiating the backswing with a head movement. And you see there's a lateral movement in this picture, Les, and you've noticed straight away that there's very little turn in the lower body and the upper body, and puts you in an awkward position to actually turn.
Right, so to help you with this, we're going to recommend that you just create this simple little setup that you can do at home with a mirror. Place a tape vertically on the mirror, and then stand in front of the mirror and just practice this motion. You don't need a golf club in your hand. If you got the space to do it, that's great. But just get into your grip position and practice this upper body turn. And the idea behind this drill is you want to maintain your head on the tape position. And if you're seeing excessive head movement backwards, like you're seeing in this picture, there's a couple of things that you can do to help you there. First thing is rotate your hips more, because by rotating your hips more, you're encouraging more rotation in your upper body swing. And the more that you rotate, the less lateral movement you'll experience, and it'll be easier to keep your head on that tape line. The other thing that you should also focus on is not trying not to overswing. And typically, when you overswing, you break the arm structure and bend that left elbow. So maintain that arm structure and try not to overswing because, again, that promotes lateral movement. Now, if you don't have a mirror, like the one I'm showing here in the picture. Again, we offer these alignment mirrors that you can get on our products page at highlanderschoolofgolf.com. And as you see, there's a, a dotted line. You'd use that dotted line just the same way as you would use the tape in this mirror to keep your head centered. So that concludes this fourth fundamental. If you're joining us for the first time and you want to receive the other fundamentals, which are all free, uh, go to highlanderschoolofgolf.com and sign up for the lessons on our lesson tab. And again, we always encourage you to share these lessons with people who might benefit from it. And once again, thanks very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in future lessons.
It's a bye from me, and look forward to seeing you in the future lessons.